arts is always, to me, an economic lever for cities, period. People go to New York because they want to go to plays and movies and entertainment. That's why they go there. So us using the art here in our city, the city that's always been known for arts, to bring the city back is what we've been interested in, what we've been investing in, and NJPAC is a way to get that done.
Yeah, and welcome to this groundbreaking event that's been decades in the making. My name is John Schreiber, and I am proud to be NJPAC's CEO for 14 seasons now. So there. And they said it wouldn't last, so there. To be surrounded by so many friends and colleagues and collaborators as we launch NJPAC's next generation is inspiring, and it's humbling. Thank you all for being here with us today. To begin, we acknowledge the Lenape-Hoking peoples on whose ancestral lands we stand. We know that many individuals were once buried on these grounds, which we hold sacred and will memorialize with 2 permanent remembrances when the campus is completed. It is with the determination, strength, and spirit of all those who came before us that we offer a pledge of social justice awakening and education in order to raise awareness and strengthen the communal fabric of Newark. This Arts Center is honored to be the stewards of this land and to be positive contributors to our community. Please help me thank our TD Jazz for Teens alumni for playing this morning. Yep. It is fitting that these young artists are present in the same space that the Cooperman Center will be built on, right here, right where you're sitting. Today we are celebrating the first major expansion of our campus since we opened our doors in 1997. Today we make good on our promise to be an effective, useful, engaged, and intentional anchor cultural institution, grounded right here and committed to Newark and its ongoing equitable and inclusive development. In the next 45 minutes, you will hear from a dozen special individuals, each of whom has played a unique and indispensable role in getting this project to the finish line. Not to worry, they have all promised to make astonishingly brief remarks. So there. Now, the facts of the matter. The master planning of our campus is a $336 million project. It features the construction of the 58,000 square foot Cooperman Family Arts Education and Community Center right here on Lot C, plus the building of Artside on our parking lot A across the way, consisting of 350 residential units, including 15 townhomes, and the extension of Mulberry Street all the way to Rector Street. It also includes the re-architecting of Chambers Plaza, our front yard, to include the new Essex County Green and a new entrance and event space on NJPAC's East Wing. And as we narrate our future, it's essential we not forget how we got here. 31 years ago this fall, we broke ground on the original Arts Center campus. 4 individuals charted the course back then that got us from idea to reality. Governor Tom Kean, the visionary who believed a community-engaged performing arts center could be a catalyst for Newark's bright future. Ray Chambers, businessman, philanthropist, son of Newark, who stepped up first to help coalesce stakeholders of every stripe to support this new idea. Former Mayor Sharp James, whose advocacy for NJPAC was transformational. And my predecessor, Larry Goldman, who not only built our place with expertise and love, but also ran it for 22 years. Larry is here today. Thank you for your incredible stewardship of this organization over so many years. Where is he? He is there. Okay, welcome back, Larry. Welcome home, Larry. So, that said, you may well ask, what's the deal? And here to explain the project to you briefly is Tim Lazura, NJPAC's big dealer, our Executive Vice President of Real Estate and Capital Projects, a pro whose experience and expertise in public-private partnerships made him the ideal candidate to get us to today. As this project has advanced over the years, he has led it effectively, creatively, patiently, and with perpetual good humor. Tim.
So there's only one way a project like this gets done, and it's with a slew of willing partners. And this just might be the greatest partnership anyone has ever seen. It started with us listening to the community through dozens of focus groups, community forums, public meetings, always listening, trying to make this a better project to better serve the city. In 2020, we partnered with LMXD when we brought Sam Chapin into the family business and to be our development partner using a ground lease structure just the same way we did when we built this One Theater Square. Then we went out and we retained some world-class architects. Weiss Manfredi, Marion, Michael, Patrick, Matt, Jackie. They're all designing this great Cooperman Center. Skidmore owns Merrill, SOM, a firm that's actually been involved with the project even before the building was built. Chris, Ken, and Julia, they're designing Artside for us. Future Green, David, Lois, and Stefan, they're designing our Chambers Plaza and Essex County Green. OCA Architects, Obi and Laz, they're redesigning our renovations of that building, 31 Mulberry. In Glacy Architecture, who's the architect of record, and Alex, who are designing the final drawings for Artside. And then finally, everybody's favorite engineer, John D. from Langen, who none of this would be possible without his talents. All of these talented people have drawn amazing buildings and amazing spaces that we're all going to be proud of, and we thank you so very, very much. And now today we are breaking ground with 2 top-flight construction firms. Turner, which is building Artside on the other side of the street, and Structure Tone building right here, building the Cooperman Center. Both of these firms are fully committed to working with local trades, Newark-based businesses, and Newark residents in constructing these facilities. And this campus is being financed through one of the most complex structures I've ever seen. TD Bank was one of the lead financiers. Thanks to Will Rector and Michael Cooper and the team, TD bought $50 million of tax-exempt bonds, $24 million of New Markets tax credits. New Jersey Community Capital, thank you, Brunel Hall, for providing us $11 million of those tax credits. And this whole structure needed the best and brightest minds in New Jersey. So we worked with Monhay Capital, Convergent Law, Wendell's Marks, and Biggins Lacey Shapiro to basically satisfy and get this, a 350 closing item checklist to close this financing. But at the foundation of this whole structure is $30 million. $30 million of private individual philanthropy from NJPAC donors. And then we use all of that, and then we used a host of programs to make this project financially viable. Grants from the County of Essex, HUD through Senator Booker's office, grants from the county, EDA, DCA, HMFA, and the city through their pilot and RAB programs. All of these programs work in conjunction with our private investment partners, TD Bank, Liberty, Prudential, Citi, Community Capital, LMXD, and MCI Collective, Freddie Mac, and others. All of these financing partners play an integral role in making this project financially viable. And then we worked with our council, CSG, and the city to get site plan approval, historic plan approval, city council approval. It was a myriad of approvals and wouldn't happen without all these partners. In 3 years on this corner, with a reimagined Chambers Plaza and Swahili Village and Artside and Cooperman right here, I believe that this will be one of the greatest corners, the most vibrant corners anywhere in New Jersey. And it's all because of the incredible partners that we've had the privilege to work with. So thank you, and that's how our deal gets done.
You got that? There's going to be a test at the end of the ceremony, and anybody who passes. And you see, that's why we hired him, right, folks? Anyone who can take 5 years of work and dozens of partners and explain it to you in 3 minutes, it's my kind of guy, right? If Tom Kean was New Jersey's first great arts governor, he has happily met his match in our current governor. Governor Murphy developed the most robust TV film tax credit program in the country, doubled the State Council on the Arts funding to $32 million, co-created with First Lady Tammy Murphy the three-city Prudential North to Shore Festival, and has inspired the EDA to feature arts and entertainment in a host of new initiatives. The Murphys have made the arts more accessible to more New Jerseyans than ever before. Now, I know our governor is term limited, so Gov, I hope your next job is chairman of the National Endowment for the Arts. We could use your good vibes in Washington. Ladies and gentlemen, and we're honored to have Tammy here, Governor Murphy.
I just said to John, I appreciate that career advice, a very intriguing idea. We're from Jersey, baby. It is really good to be here, and I will be brief, and I apologize in advance that Tammy and I need to speak and run at the risk of offending the balance of the speakers and the extraordinary group of folks here today. I mostly want to thank some folks. I want to begin by thanking John. John Schreiber and his senior team are as good a group to deal with as any. We do a ton with them at NJPAC, North to Shore, thanks to Charlie's sponsorship, and Prudential is a really successful endeavor, and we're looking forward to doing it again next year and for many, many more years to come. So, John, to you and your team, to the extraordinary board that you work with and leads this organization, deep thanks. To all of the folks up here who have something to do with this project, developers, architects, bankers, philanthropists, you name it, hats off to you. I mentioned the corporate partners led by Charlie Lowry, the CEO of Prudential, which I think sets the bar for tending to its own backyard right here in Newark. Hats off to them. To the extraordinary elected officials we have to my right, America's Mayor Raz J. Baraka. Yeah, Mr. Mayor. We have the great City Council President, LaMonica McIver. LaMonica, anything going on in your day today? Just checking. Majority Leader of the Senate, Senator Teresa Ruiz, Newark's own. And the Budget Chair in the General Assembly, also Newark's own, Assemblywoman Ileana Pinto-Marin. And to all the other elected officials, bless you all. I was looking forward to hugging Governor Kean, who couldn't be with us today, but I reiterate that without him, this day does not happen. He's a friend, he's a mentor of mine, and in absentia, I want to give him a shout out. In addition to that, the George Washington of NJPAC, Larry Goldman, back to my right. Larry, great to have you. To our administration, Tim Sullivan, who's the Chief Executive Officer of the Economic Development Authority. This is one of the largest bets the EDA has ever made in its history. Tim, thanks to you and your colleagues. Treasurer Liz Moyo is with us as well, thanks to you. And last but not least, in 1982, I was a summer associate on Wall Street, a pipsqueak on a good day, and I got to shake hands with the guy three to my right who was a giant at Goldman Sachs and a giant on Wall Street, and he remains a giant today. Let's hear it for Leon Cooperman and his family. Lee has never forgotten where he came from, and NJPAC is not what it is today without his and his wife Toby and their family's philanthropy. So thank you, Lee, for everything. Other than thank yous, I'll be brief. It took a village to get this thing up 30-odd years ago. You already heard it takes another village to get it rebooted today. And I would say, lastly, one of the great passions that Governor Kean and I do share, and I would say the First Lady as well, we have a two-sided coin of passion that's represented here today. As Newark goes, so goes the state of New Jersey. And under the mayor's and city council president's leadership, Newark is on fire. And today is a great example of that. Allison, great to see you here as well. And number two, without the arts, we're nobody. The arts are integral to our state, to our society. And that is another passion that you're seeing play out here today. I think we always knew that, but I will tell you, since March of 2020, we really know that. In the darkest days of COVID, in the recovery since then, as we stumble to get back on our feet as a state, as a nation, the arts have been center stage. They have sustained us. And no organization speaks to that more eloquently than NJPAC. We're incredibly honored and proud to be here today. We wish you nothing but the best, and we cannot wait to see this campus come to life. God bless you all.
Thank you, Governor. Really appreciate your being here, and First Lady as well. One of the big reasons I love working in Newark is that Ras Baraka is our mayor. I am not sure when or if he sleeps, but I know that whenever I need his advice, support, or presence, he is there. I'm not unique in this. He treats everyone with respect and patience and care. He was key to getting NJPAC's first real estate endeavor right over there, 1 Theater Square, built, and he has been with us every step of the way as we've planned this new campus. Please greet Newark's esteemed poet-in-residence and a practical progressive who gets things done for 300,000 Newarkers every day, Mayor Ras J. Baraka.
Thank you. I like that, poet-in-residence. Yeah, I'm going to put that on my door. That's pretty good. It's an incredible day. The sky may look a little gloomy and cloudy, but you know, we are having an opportune time here in the city of Newark. It is incredible. I want to thank first, before I go any further, John Schreiber, who is a doer, not just a talker. Because I meet a lot of talkers who come into the office and say they want to do all of these things. And the interesting thing about developers is they talk about each other. So they usually say, well, he's not going to build anything. That's never going to go up. This is never going to happen. And everybody who says that about John has always been wrong. The first one was 1 Theater Square. That's never going to happen. You shouldn't get involved in that. It's there. Not only is it there, Swahili is there. It has brought all kinds of people to our community. So shout out and hats off to John Schreiber and NJPAC for making their word their bond, putting their shoulder into it, and actually doing what they say. And the incredible team that we have here in Newark, our municipal council that's here, our council president, State Senator Teresa Ruiz, Assemblywoman Pinto Marin. And I say our team because they're in Newark wherever they are. I'm confident that if I'm not in the room in a state somewhere, that Teresa and Ileana is fighting for this project without me even having a conversation with them, that they know that this is something that we need, and they're going to pull forces together to make sure that we are here today on this podium. So I want to thank them for loving Newark just as much as I do, and putting their foot to the pedal, making sure we get here to this day. So thank you to our team here in the city. This is an incredible, incredible project. People have all kinds of things to say about what this means. The first most important thing that John alluded to in the beginning is that this sits on an African burial ground. And that's important for us to remember, to uplift, and the spirits of that is alive and well in the space around as we create another iteration of what happens here on this parking lot that sits atop graves of people who were bought and sold in this area as enslaved Africans. And as the mayor of Newark, you know, as my history of activism and my family, it wouldn't be right if I gave remarks here and not paid homage and tribute and lift the names and the spirit of ancestors who are under this ground because of an unjust triangular trade that took place in this part of the world. I want to thank John again for giving care and thought and commitment to that history as we move forward here on this project, and not forgetting and remembering the voices of those who have no voice today except that we speak it. So I appreciate him for his progressive idealism and him not being afraid to do the things that other people might be afraid to do. So I support that, and I stand with him, and I did from the very beginning on this project. And I'm excited about the Cooperman Center that's going to be here. Had a conversation with Mr. Cooperman over here about Fort Apache, the Bronx, and his ascension, which is an incredible American dream story. Those things together make this project even more incredible at that. This is housing. This is arts education. This is retail. This is creating the center of gravity right here from Broad Market into this area. You have the Prudential Arena, one of the top selling arenas in the world, not the nation, in the world, top 3 selling arenas in the world right there. A stone's throw from NJPAC that's doing tremendous, tremendous job here, grossing, opportunity, activity. You could come here, place probably you could see the hip hop Nutcracker and the Russian ballet at the same time here at NJPAC. It's an incredible space. Right over here, you'll have Barai, who's building a tower right there on the waterfront, and all of it will have affordable housing in it as we continue to move forward. So as the state struggles with affordable housing, Newark is leading the way in figuring out how to do and, not just or. How to bring art, luxury apartments, and affordability and community workforce to the same place at the same time. God bless Newark. Let's keep going. Let's keep pushing here. Thank God for John Schreiber and NJPAC. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, Prudential will celebrate 150 years in Newark this season. Let's applaud for that. That's a big deal. The Art Center has no better philanthropic or thought partner, and what we're building today wouldn't be possible without their early and continual support. Besides serving as CEO of Prudential Financial and as NJPAC's co-chair of the board, Charlie Lowry is also, you may not know this, a trained architect. He helped us choose the rock stars who designed our new buildings, and he has been a steady and reassuring guide along the way. It's my honor and pleasure to welcome my friend Charlie Lowry. Please come.
Thank you, John. Mayor Baraka, thank you for your remarks. Prudential has proudly supported the Art Center since the 1980s, when it was just a glint in the eye of Governor Tom Kean. And the power of the Art Center and having that here right in Newark was really his idea, and it is a fantastic idea. Today we are so thrilled to see NJPAC embark on this next phase and advance both its economic and cultural impact on the city. Prudential's support for NJPAC is an extension of our commitment to Newark, which John just spoke about, and investing in organizations and leaders who are having a positive influence on the lives of those who come to live, to work, and even those who just come to visit the city. As an anchor institution of Newark, Prudential, along with NJPAC, pulls every lever possible and uses every available asset to contribute to the city. Together, we share a deep commitment to ensuring that Newark is a thriving and vibrant city for generations to come. So when NJPAC began planning to redevelop its campus in 2017, Prudential was eager to join and help with the project's master planning. When finished, this will be a fully reimagined and revitalized neighborhood designed with sustainability, equity, and community in mind. From the thoughtfully designed shared spaces to the pedestrian-friendly streetscapes, this campus will be an even greater part of the Newark community. When complete, this project will reshape this entire neighborhood, provide new housing and employment opportunities, and further cement NJPAC's legacy and contributions to the city. We are thrilled to be part of NJPAC. We're thrilled to be part of this project, and we're thrilled to say that Newark is our hometown. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie. The Koopman Center is the jewel in the crown of this new development with 12 classrooms, a 175-seat education lab. There you go. There you go. Progress, you know. A children's arts reading room and a floor of professional-grade rehearsal studios. The center will be open 7 days a week, serving everyone from mothers and babies to older adults with useful free programming. The center will be home for NJPAC's innovative arts education programs, which serve students, educators, families, and teaching artists through scores of thoughtful and transformational initiatives. The center will also house many, many free public programs, film screenings, performances, community gatherings, lectures, reading, and arts and well-being events. This transformational enterprise would not be possible without Lee Cooperman's founding gift of $20 million. His generosity is only exceeded. His generosity is only exceeded by his humanity. Please join me in thanking and greeting Lee Cooperman.
Thank you for your kind words.
Sure.
Let me just say this. I'm a living example of the American dream. My father came to America at the age of 12 as a plumber's apprentice, had no education. I went to public school in the South Bronx. I went to high school in the South Bronx. I followed the advice of Harlow Greeley. I went west, and I went to college in the West Bronx. I went to Hunter College, which is now called Lehman College. I told the mayor that I grew up in a neighborhood that was tougher than Newark. I grew up in Fort Apache. If you want to know how tough it was, you go rent the movie Fort Apache, the Bronx of Paul Newman. The opening scene is two kids throw a third kid off a 6-story building to his death. That's where I grew up. I've been very, very lucky, and my whole essence today is to take my financial success and give it back to people to help them live the American dream. And NJPAC is one of my beneficiaries. I'm at a stage in my life where I'm swapping money for apparel. This hat cost me $20 million. I gave $125 million to St. Barnabas. They gave me a hat. I gave $50 million to Columbia University. Okay. So anyway, but it's a pleasure to be involved with NJPAC. It's a great, institution within Newark, and I congratulate all of you.
Comedy stylings of Lee Cooperman, ladies and gentlemen. He's here all week. Try the fish. Right. All right. And Fort Apache, the Bronx, streaming on Netflix. If you're. The public spaces surrounding the Cooperman Center will be named Burson Family Commons in honor of the late Mark Burson and his wife and children. Mark left us way too soon last year, but his imprint on our community as a builder and a volunteer leader is immense. He was a mentor to me and so many others over the decades. His daughter Kerry is here. His daughter Laura is here, and his wife Randy is in the front row. You are all keepers of the flame, and we are honored to have you with us. Thank you. NJPAC's co-developers on the residential project are LMXD and MCI Collective. They have been exemplary partners to Tim and me and have proven that real estate development can actually be fun, collegial, and innovative. Who knew? The fellows you're about to meet have made this journey a joy. So please say hello to the CEO and co-founder of LMXD, David Dishy, and his partner, Managing Director of MCI Collective, Newark's own Suri Morris. David and Suri, please.
How you doing, everybody? So I'm driving up from Atlantic City, coming from the Governor's Conference. and me and David is having a conversation about who's going to go first, who's going to go second. And David said, I think you're probably going to look the best, so I'm going to let you go first.
I was right.
But, you know, to do something like this, you have to sit across the table from people that you like and love, right? But you may be seeing things differently, and we all have to work together to come, you know, to a common goal, right? And so what you see today is a culmination of years, right? And, you know, the one thing I could say about, you know, NJPAC, Tim, John, the city of Newark, Mayor Baraka, Councilwoman MacGyver, City Council, Allison Ladd, David, Sam from L&M, is that we all work together as a team, as a collective, to get to this point today. So I just want everybody to give them a round of applause, right? Because something like this takes a lot to really bring this together. So there's a saying that says, if you want to travel fast, go alone, right? But if you want to travel far, you must travel together, right? And so my journey here in Newark started with my grandmother, right? She was a maintenance worker for the city of Newark for 30 years, right? And, you know, she's not here. She's here, but she's not physically here right now. And when I was a kid, you know, the city of Newark took care of me, whether it was fundraisers for my little school. I went to Catholic school. She would go to all the council people, raise the money and stuff like that, so I could be here today, right? So I just wanted to give a special thanks to my grandmother in the city of Newark, because they have always taken care of me and taken care of my family. And in terms of like the renaissance that we all, you know, want to happen, and that's happening, and that, you know, that I could be a part of, I'm very happy to say that this development right here is the definition of transformative, right? This development here is going to change and continue to change Newark into a 24/7 city, right? Where people could come and they could live, they could work, they could play, right? And that's very important for the growth of our city. Every person up here has a stake in this city. You know, when the mayor first came into administration to his position, you know, I honestly felt like, you know, I became the mayor too, right? I did, I'll be honest with you, right? And that was his slogan. If he become the mayor, we all the mayor, right? And we all have a part in this development here, whether it's people from the community meetings, whether it's sponsors, whether it's people that's generally supporting us, whether it's the Cooperman Center, whether it's the Prudential, all of the people that finance the project. I just wanted to say that this is a culmination of everything, and I wanted to run through my thank you list, and I'll be very, very quick. I want to thank the city of Newark, the mayor, Councilwoman LaMonica MacGyver, the city council, Allison Ladd, the NJPAC team. Special thanks to Tim and John is the godfather. Special thanks to L&M, David and Sam, my personal MCI team, my family, and most importantly, my wife. And this is a testament to what we can do if we collaborate together. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Suri. We've been in Newark for about 15 years. This is our first partnership together, and it's the first of many, I'm hoping. So I want to go super quickly. John gave us 27 seconds. Thank you again to Governor Murphy and Mayor Baraka, and to John, who has brought us to this special day, and to the Cooperman family for their profound generosity. I just want to thank, we have three main partners on the public and private side. It's an amazing group of people that have made it possible. First, on the public side, none of this is possible today without the incredible work of the HMFA and the EDA. These are incredibly dedicated public servants who represent the best of public-private community-focused revitalization. And as you've heard today, the EDA Aspire program is incredibly important for this program. On the private side, let me first thank our long-term partner in Newark, Prudential Financial, under the leadership of Charlie Lowry and with Ruben Teague and the great PGIM team. Prudential's dedication to Newark, it's honestly truly a model for sort of corporate civic citizenry throughout the United States, so I give them a huge applause. On the private, our second for us is Citibank, our partner for over 25 years. And in some respects, in this market, in this mixed income space, one of the most creative, thoughtful users, and they have been dedicated to Newark for many decades and will continue to be. And the third part I wanted for the incomparable Omid Sath, whose really sort of vision is very much part of today, brought Liberty Mutual in to join with Prudential and is our lead equity investor on this project. And while perhaps newer to the market, we expect that Lee Mew will be an important partner for Newark for years to come. So on behalf of Sri and MCI Collective and Sri's company and my amazing partner, Sam Chapin, who's really sort of the brilliant mind behind our charge here, and all the LMXD team, we want to thank again NJPAC and John and Tim Lazura and their entire team for their unparalleled vision. And as the mayor said, it's not just vision, it's vision and execution. And they've really made this project, we're proud to be a small part of it. And this really represents the best of how arts and culture are at the heart of what makes Newark a truly, truly great city. So thank you, and thank you.
Sri. You got to tell everybody where we can get that suit.
It is ayanamorris.com. That's my wife.
Mrs. Morris. All right. It's great. Online shopping. Right. Yeah. So I know you all know this, but I want to say first thank you to Sam Chapin, for your patient and thoughtful and always supportive and always positive partnership with us. We really appreciate you every step of the way. And sitting next to you, Allison Ladd, people who care about economic development in Newark know they have no better friend than you, Deputy Mayor. You are true blue, have been every step of the way. My gratitude to you is boundless. And I also want to acknowledge the guidance and wisdom of the city's business administrator, Eric Pennington, for his ongoing support. Thank you, Eric. So 6 years ago, Omid Sateh was the head of social investments at Prudential, working closely with his boss, Latha Reddy, the company's senior vice president of inclusive solutions. Seeing the success of One Theater Square, Omid was the one who first contemplated master planning this new neighborhood. He identified Replace Urban Studio to help us imagine the shape of our new campus. And when we sent our proposed design off with an RFP to developers, over a dozen of them responded and said they were prepared to build what we'd thought up. That's pretty remarkable. Omid is now the managing director of Liberty Mutual Investments, and in his new role, he has seen to it that Liberty is a purchaser of our tax credits and a major equity investor in the development. Of course, I think the world of this guy. Friends, please welcome home to Newark, Omid Sateh.
I couldn't be happier to be back. It's been too long, and I think for so many great faces in the crowd, it's just unbelievable to be here together. I think the mayor talked a little bit about it, but the ambition of this project is something truly extraordinary, and it only happens, I think, because of the legacy that we have here today. I mean, we have public officials, private sector, arts partners, dating back to the founding of the NJPAC in the 1980s, who all sort of have constantly been willing to stretch beyond what was imaginable. I think when we started this project in 2018, I think we were lucky. We were excited to get a building built, to have the Haynes project come online. And then we thought, how much better could we do? What could we really do if we reimagine what was possible? And with this project, I think thanks to Replace and the great architects, Philip and Peter, and Sam and all the teams that we've brought together, we had this vision that we could do something that would knit together the entire city. I think the mayor talked about how you have Prudential Center over there and the Penn Station, Broad Street Station, but right here in the middle you had the PAC sort of surrounded by this island of parking. And with this project, the actual linchpin, the whole strategy actually was this vision that what makes cities great? Streets. And so we put a street right back through the project. And we thought we were geniuses, right? Well, this was the thing that was going to animate the project. We're so proud. We had this fantastic vision. And then we actually go back in the NJPAC and find an old model that's up in, I think, the dusty closet. And it turns out that the original architecture from 1986, more or less, corresponded almost identically to sort of this vision that you have before us. So it took us 40 years to sort of come back to it, but this is very much, I think, the original vision. And I couldn't be more proud to be a part of this. Liberty Mutual, Prudential, where I was before, have always, I think, felt that capital could be a force for good. And I think the way that sort of lives itself is by being willing to commit to something early when it's an idea. And I think that's the sort of common thread for everyone here, is that people work tirelessly for the last 6 or 7 years against incredible odds through COVID, through the financial crisis, through the interest rates to make this real. And all of us who are here today have all been sort of taking extraordinary risks to get to this point. So I want to thank everyone. I couldn't be more grateful to be on stage with everyone. And so thank you, John.
Omid. Senator Teresa Ruiz and Assemblywoman Eliana Pinto-Marin are remarkably effective elected officials, passionate advocates for all good things Newark, proud moms, and inspirations to each of us, especially women and girls. They always tell me the truth, whether I like it or not, and they always provide the smartest and most useful advice. So representing the legislature, County Executive Joe DiVincenzo in the County of Essex, which made a major gift to the renovation of our plaza, please welcome two Newark heroines, Senator Ruiz and Assemblywoman Pinto-Marin.
John, you didn't have to be that honest. Maybe you can, for Mr. Leon, you can throw a couple of tickets since he's got a hat, can do a little bit more. Thank you. It's so exciting to be here today. Really a lot of the things that we do at the legislature is to see things come to fruition, and to really have an opportunity to work with John and many of the people that are up here is really a testament to be told. But I must say, just to give a little bit of a background, we first started on Aspire and Emerge, but Aspire, this was during COVID, we passed the first rendition of it. And then obviously post-COVID, there was a lot of things that we needed to come back and tweak with regards to the legislation. And at that point, I was pretty pregnant. We had gone through many hours and days of budget. So as just a little tidbit, we have to pass the budget before July 1st. So Tim, myself, and Senator were on various calls, a lot of stakeholders, a lot of input. And I think that we wore Tim down so much that by the end of the negotiation, we were all a little bit unhappy. So that's how you know you have a quality product. And I don't think that Tim really wanted to hear from me, as I was very pregnant. I was due in September. And then when Senator Ruiz and I would work it out is, okay, I spoke to him about these 5 items. Can you talk to him and wear him down about the other 3?
You're spilling our strategy here.
Yeah. But there's a point is that Tim, I want to say thank you to you because we were not easy to deal with, and that's okay. But this is why we do what we do. And we put in a lot of hours and a lot of work and a lot of stakeholders because we want to make sure that I was born and raised in the city. I'm first generation. My mom has a 3rd grade education level. My dad was an entrepreneur. And this is what the city of Newark has to offer. The city of Newark, as Amir said, is really at a pivotal moment because there is no going back. It's moving forward. And to be able to bring, housing, the arts, school, these are the things that communities are built on. So thank you everyone here for allowing our legislation for the things that we saw that Newark could be and you really putting it to fruition. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Assemblywoman. My name is Teresa Ruiz, and I live, work, and play in the greatest city in the Garden State, and that's our city of Newark. If you haven't done any one of those things, I invite you. The mayor and I will take you on a walking tour where there's real estate. We want you here. We want you making your investments. To those standing on the stage who opened up their pocketbooks and understand the greatness of who we are in Brick City, thank you for pouring into us. We pour back out every single day. As an author of the bill, that's not why I'm here. As your Senate Majority Leader is not why I'm here. As someone who has stood steadfast in the budget annually to support NJPAC, not why we're here. As the Deputy Chief of Staff and on behalf of the County Executive who is adding to the green spaces here, not why I'm here. I'm here as a mother of a daughter who calls Newark her home. And when we come down here on the weekends to shop and to play and to come and take in shows at NJPAC, she knows that when her mother says to her, "You are great," she knows that the city who is raising her is great. And today really is one of those moments where we get to show the entire world who we are. That right in this Mecca, I mean, literally, you can walk a block down WBGO, one of the greatest jazz radio stations in the world, internationally known, a state museum that doesn't get couched as a state museum, but the Newark Museum that people recognize internationally. The list goes on and on. Prudential, Symphony Hall. Newark has consistently, from the day of its inception, been a focal point for art and creativity, a place where people have selected to raise their next generation because they knew that it would be a city that would improve their quality of life. Somehow that took a little bit of time, but it is wonderful to see that when I used to come downtown, and I only shopped in Macy's basement, I didn't take the escalators up, that to see kind of that moment that I witnessed as a young child coming back in a way that I am part in partnership with the mayor, with John Schreiber, with every single person who's here. It's beautiful to see all of the corporate sector coming in and supporting the greatness that we're here, the council president and the city council, understanding that, you know, a lot of times Newark's name gets mired in tropes and stereotypes. It even gets mired on the drive down to Trenton, I will tell you that. And of course, it is wonderful to sit back and have the mayor say he doesn't have to be in the space when he knows Eliana and I are in there because Newark is protected. And to see the EDA executive director laugh and then slightly look over and say, "Isn't that the truth?" Or to see council president, PAC council really buckle over when they're like, "Oh, you know, even when I don't want to hear what I have to be told, I listen to." So if you haven't noticed, we're hugely vocal. We are mothers. We are protectors of this city. We protect our children here, whether they are biologically ours. We protect the name of a glorified city that my dad knew was of greatness, for greatness, and by greatness. And today there's a collaboration across the board, one that quite frankly really exemplifies where this country has to sit. Community, public service, corporate philanthropy, corporate responsibility, all in a space of creating an equation where I can't wait to come down here, grab a drink, catch a show, run around in the park, go down to Whole Foods and pick up my groceries, and then go back home. If you didn't know who we are in the city of Newark, I hope this begins to show you just a sliver of the beauty of who we are. And quite frankly, it's not in the buildings, it's not in the corporate spaces, it's not in the corridors or in the shows that take the stage, it's in the people who call Brick City home. So thank you for your partnership. I will tell you, Mr. Cooperman, if you build us a new school, I'm lobbying now, I'll get you a full uniform. Perhaps that will help outside of a hat. We'll do much better than anybody else has done. Thank you very much. Ayana, you're in the house today. I'm gonna order my own suit. Sari is like, you see him as a real estate corporate community partner here, but I just know him as my daughter's basketball coach, so I'm just saying.
Drop the mic, you know, always. It's great. Thank you, Senator. It's a fact we wouldn't be here without the support of the Newark Municipal Council. And we are honored that Council Members Silva, Gonzalez, and Council are with us today. Thank you. LaMonica McIver is our Central Ward Councilwoman. And just yesterday, she stepped down as President of the Municipal Council. And her successor, Larry Crump, is here. Congratulations, Council President Crump. Your mother must be so proud. Anyway, she stepped down for good reason. The odds are better than even that she will soon be our newest representative in the U.S. Congress. Yeah. Check those returns as of 8 o'clock. She is remarkably accomplished, exceedingly kind, and a supporter of this project from its inception. I couldn't be more grateful to her. Please welcome soon-to-be Congresswoman LaMonica McIver.
Well, me and Tim was talking. We're like the last on the program, so we won't be long. I looked at Tim and said ching ching every time I see him. Here in the city of Newark. It's a pleasure to be here. As John already mentioned, of course, I'm not able to do any of this and support any of these projects without my colleagues who were here with me today. And of course, it was mentioned that South Ward Councilman Patrick Orlando Council is here, as well as Councilman at Large Carlos Gonzalez, and our new council president who's over there checking out the food trucks. I sent him over there to see what they had in advance. Councilman at Large Larry Crump. This project has truly been a labor of love. It feels like I've been working on it for all of my years in the council, and moving and trying to get this thing here. And so it's such a bittersweet moment to be here and be finally at this point at the groundbreaking. I used to say, the mayor used to always come up and we'll be at these events and he would say, you know, I like ribbon cuttings better. And I'm kind of at that place too. I love groundbreakings, but I love ribbon cuttings even more. But it's a delight to be here for this groundbreaking because it took so many moving parts. You see the 100 speakers here on the stage today, who had a part in this. And so you see what kind of work has gone into this. It has been my delight, pleasure, and honor to move this ward, the Central Ward, forward for the base of moving the city forward, right? And there has been a lot of projects, a lot of groundbreakings, a lot of ribbon cuttings, and a lot of projects that I've had the opportunity to help shelter and move to get to these points. And so this project is one of those. I am so extremely proud. We had a lot of community conversations, a lot of community meetings, a lot of internal meetings to get to this point to promote affordable housing, which many of you know has been my number one fight in this city and continues to be, because I am a big advocate of affordable housing. And any developers who are visiting here, and John and the team knows this, I do not stand down when it comes to affordable housing. So to have a project with affordable housing, a new arts and culture center, it is just amazing. I cannot wait. Like our senator said, my daughter who enjoys coming to shows at NJPAC, we can't wait to see what the Cooper Center has to offer. We're going to be here front and center, enjoying everything that it has. And I invite you, I tell Norkers all the time, this is for you. This is for you. This is for you to take part on. This is not for any, we invite new people too. I don't want anyone to say I'm not inviting new people, but the folks that are here in this city, this is for you to come and enjoy what's happening here in your city. So I welcome you. I invite you to get involved of what's happening here in the city and take part of that. I want to thank our deputy mayor who has to deal with 9 bodies on the council about development and economic growth here in our city. Our deputy mayor, Allison Ladd, who is extremely amazing. She deserves a round of applause for her work and her effort that she puts into this. And of course, we wouldn't be here at all without our amazing mayor. I like that the governor said America's mayor, for his vision and his steadfast commitment to the city. So I'm just delighted to be here. I want to thank John and the entire team that I work with each and every day for the betterment of this city as we come to almost soon a close to this great project. Just looking forward to it. Look, I'm putting the pressure on even more, like, let's get the going. I'm so happy John asked where did Sari get the suit from. As soon as I walked in, I said, oh my God, you look so great. Like, you look wonderful. He said, Ayana, which is his wife, who is involved in arts and culture here in our city as well, born and raised here. And it's just super proud to be around people who have been here in the city, born and raised here, live here, continue to work for the betterment of the city. So thank you all. I told John I couldn't be here for a long program because I have things to do today. Of course, that's how much I love NJPAC. Being here is important to me to be committed. So thank you all, and God bless you.
Thank you. Soon to be former councilwoman, right? We're almost there, folks. And if you really had a good time, we'll take an intermission. We can do it all over again. You know, it's like, how much fun is this? For almost as long as Phil Murphy has been governor, Tim Sullivan has led the EDA. The Aspire Transformative Tax Credit Initiative is the linchpin that made our entire project possible. We were proud to be awarded a $200 million Aspire award earlier this year, and extremely grateful to Tim, George Santos, and all his colleagues at EDA for guiding us through the thicket of rules and regulations that resulted in NJPAC receiving this amazing grant. He is expert at his job, and he is also a great listener and a responsive leader. Please welcome the CEO of the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, Tim Sullivan.
Thank you, John. I appreciate the very, very kind introduction. I will be brief. If we needed a reminder, I think the food truck's all turned on. We can start smelling what's coming out of the so I'll be extra brief. I don't know that I've ever been on a stage or been part of a speaking lineup with more people that I admire and respect. This is an extraordinary group of folks up on this stage. I think it's a testament to the importance of this project and the power of partnership from all the folks, starting with the governor and the mayor, of course, but really an extraordinary group of people. I've never had the chance to sit next to someone on the day they become a member of Congress. What an extraordinary honor, hopefully, right? In touch wood. I'm going to tell my kids about that at dinner tonight for damn sure. That's really exciting. And good luck, I'll say. I won't say congratulations. Good luck. A couple of things. People have said nice things about me, and I appreciate that, but really it's the work of the EDA and the work of the Murphy administration that we're here to celebrate today. We're supported by an extraordinary board. At least 2 members are here, the treasurer, Liz Moyo, in the front row. Aisha Glover, who has involvement with pretty much anything good that happens in Newark, has Aisha's involvement. And I have a great group of colleagues that I work with every day, 4 of whom are here, Mary, George, Annie, and Deirdre, and a number of folks back at the office who are working on the next projects here in Newark and around the state, so deeply appreciate all of their leadership. George's hair was a little darker before we started the Aspire negotiations, so he'll be sending you a thank you note for that. A couple things, I'll be really brief. This is obviously testament to the momentum in New Jersey, the momentum in Newark under Mayor Baraka's leadership, extraordinary investment, extraordinary progress. It's obviously a testament to the transformative power of the arts and culture. As Governor Murphy said, that's something we've looked to build into every single thing that we do as an economic development organization. But it's also really a testament, I think, to vision and resilience. I can remember back, you mentioned the early days of the Murphy administration, one of my first meetings, probably the first time John and I ever met, sitting in John's conference room reviewing what was then the version of the plan for all this, and it's been mostly what we're doing. And I remember thinking to myself, this is all great. We should be supportive of this. We don't have the right tools in the toolkit. We're going to need a bigger boat to support this kind of program. And that leads to the many and extensive negotiations and discussions and partnerships with the architects of the legislative program that brought us here today, Aspire, the majority leader and the budget chair. They weren't kidding about being persistent. We had 2 or 3 side conversations while sitting here about improvements to that program, new ideas. We got to go back to the office and get working on it, guys. But in all seriousness, they couldn't be stronger champions, not just for Newark, but for the entire state. And for doing these projects the right way, making sure we have affordable housing in every residential project we touch, making sure we have a strong community benefits framework in place, making sure we have a program that actually works, that developers can use, and all those pages of regulations that John mentioned make some sense. Deeply appreciate their partnership and leadership. To all the partners, Prudential, Liberty Mutual, TD, the development team, thank you for your confidence in New Jersey and in Newark. We're really excited about this project and excited to see it finally come to life. John, you and your team are extraordinary. You're a visionary. Your leadership of the PAC has been nothing short of extraordinary, and we're thrilled to work with you. Hope everybody has a great lunch. Thank you for being here. Thanks for everything that brought us here today.
Thank you, Tim. I want to acknowledge the great volunteer leaders and philanthropists who are mostly seated in the front row here. First couple of rows are great NJPAC volunteer leaders and board members. Ann Estabrook is here. Thank you, Ann. Mindy Cohen, who is the chair of our gala coming up, in addition to being a great board member, the chair of our gala coming up a week from Saturday with Gladys Knight. Tickets are still available. Patty Capuana, her co-chair of the gala. Margaret Lorenzi, who is, along with Mindy, the co-president of Women at NJPAC. Mike Griffinger, who has been here and as a leader for the longest time, for the full generation. Of course, the extraordinary Nina Wells, who adds value wherever she goes. Thank you so much for being here. And I would be remiss if I did not mention Barbara Bell Coleman, one of Newark's great visionaries. John Sobel is here, who's a member of our real estate committee, and our board member, Jake Burma. Thank you all for coming and for everything you do for us all the time. You are always there. You always answer our call. It means the world to us. And members of NJPAC team, if there are leaders that are present who I have not mentioned, board members, give me a note real quick. The only thing between you and unlimited tacos is our final speaker, my friend Steve Williams, the CEO of the world's greatest jazz radio station, WBGO. Yeah. As an old jazz festival guy, that's what I grew up on. It has been a dream of mine to have BGO on our campus, but it took Steve's arrival as the station's leader to turn that wish into reality. BGO will occupy a new state-of-the-industry headquarters on the corner of Center Street when Artside opens in 3 years. Please help me thank and please welcome WBGO Steve Williams. Steve.
I'm going to join the chorus of voices that have been singing the praises of this man. He has been an incredible partner and a friend, a rabbi in some respects for me since coming on board at WBGO. And I just want to say thank you, John, for everything that you have done and continue to continue to do on behalf of this city. Happy New Year to you as well. Yeah. I represent the staff, management, board of trustees, volunteers, and supporters of WBGO, Newark Public Radio, in offering heartfelt congratulations to NJPAC, John, Tim Lazura, Sam Chapin, on the occasion of this magnificent achievement. I'd also like to thank Governor Phil Murphy, Senator Cory Booker, Senator Teresa Ruiz. You have shouted out WBGO. Much love for that. Thank you. Mayor Baraka, City Council President, our future Congresswoman LaMonica McIver, also an amazing partner for WBGO. Assemblywoman Pinta Marin, thank you for your support. Assemblywoman Shavonda Sumter, Assemblywoman Shanique Spate, and a special note of gratitude to Michelle Ralph Rawls, who has been such a great partner. She is our Chief of Human Resources and our very first government relations specialist. And so, Michelle, thank you so much for everything you've done. We would not be in this position without your support. I know many people know Michelle. She has been a hero of Newarkers for so many years, and it's a wonderful thing to be able to work with you, Michelle. We are honored and profoundly grateful for the opportunity to join NJPAC in this project, which is in complete alignment with WBGO's mission and vision for celebrating and uplifting our phenomenal city and the state of New Jersey. We do look forward with the deepest pride and joy to what the future holds within this extraordinary set of possibilities that includes open, visible, street-level workspaces in our studios, a high-tech production facility that will not only serve as a hub for the world's greatest practitioners of jazz broadcasting and performance, but also as a bridge to careers in media for young people through training programs and internships. We just simply can't wait to get started. I'll leave you with this one thought. Look around you. You've heard the words. You see the expectations being brought to fruition. Know this, none of this happens without all of us. We are indeed better together, okay? So keep that in mind. Thank you again for everything.
Okay, so well, you guys are great. We want to take you. We want to be the audience everywhere. You're so attentive, you know. As we conclude this special morning, I wish to thank the NJPAC team members who have given their expertise, their thoughtfulness, and their attention to the planning of this project over the last 5 years. Trust me, they all have day jobs. but they took this gig on with enthusiasm, creativity, and heart. I love them all. In real estate and operations, Tim Lazura, Chad Spees, Anthony Rasta, Jasmine Che. From programming, our executive producer, Dave Rodriguez, and Kitab Rollins. From social impact, Sherry Ann Butterfield, newly arrived for us as our head of social impact from Rutgers Newark, and Chelsea Keys, who is major domo and the force behind so much that's good. In production, our production lead, the great Chris Moses. Our finance leads, Jeff Jacob, Mary Jaffa, and their team. Our fundraisers, couldn't do without them. Amy Fitzpatrick, Sarah Rosen, and their team. From Arts Ed, Jennifer Sukayama, Vicky Revez, Rosa Hyde, and their team. From community engagement, Aisha Marable and her colleagues. Our lead in arts and well-being, Allison Meyer Lakuta. From events, Austin Cleary. From engineering, Todd Tantillo. Our IT lead, Andre Mudovic. And our head of security, Dave Diaz. I am so grateful to this team and to the many community members who informed our new development. Please clap it up for these great folks. And I must tell you that after almost 50 years in the business, I have never been prouder of a project than I am of this one. Thanks to all of you, everyone here, everyone out there, for getting us here so gloriously. And now to play us out, please welcome Zawadi African Drums. During lunch, you'll be entertained by a quintet from our TD Jazz for Teams alumni. The food trucks are here. The servings are unlimited. Please enjoy, and thank you for being here.